Hey everyone, welcome to English with Jessie. I'm so excited you're here. Let's embark on this English learning adventure together, one step at a time. Ready to dive into the wonderful world of English? We'll explore grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and everything in between. Together, we'll build your confidence and improve your skills. Let's get started. We will begin our course by studying sentence structure and punctuation. Sentence structure is broken down as follows: subject, plus verb, plus complement. The subject is a person, animal, or thing. The verb is an action in either the present, past, or future. The complement is a person, animal, or thing receiving an action. Okay, so if that sounds really complicated, I'm going to give you a few examples to make it make sense. If I say, Jane eats an apple, can you identify the subject, verb, and complement in the sentence? Jane is the subject because she is the person doing the action. Eats is the verb as it is the action being performed. And an apple is the complement as it is the person, animal, or thing receiving the action. Now, let us try another example. John bought a bicycle. John is the subject, bought is the verb, and a bicycle is the complement. Let us try another one. Mary draws pictures. Mary is the subject, draws is the verb, and pictures is the complement. Now let us switch it up a bit. I'm going to give you a few sentences with the words in the incorrect order. See if you have mastered this concept, and rearrange the words to make a correct sentence structure. Hey Daniel, can you show our students how you would rearrange these words to make a sentence?
Sure, the sentence should read, Sarah reads a book.
Let us try another one.
Sure, the sentence should read, Mark flies an airplane.
What about this one?
This sentence should read, the teacher told me a story.
Okay, now that I have given you a few examples of rearranging words into sentences that make sense, you can practice a few on your own. I'll give some exercises at the end of this video for you to work through in your own time. We can now move on. Now that we have gone through the basics of sentence structure, let's recap. Sentence structure is the arrangement of words and phrases used to create well-formed sentences. It's the grammatical backbone that gives language its shape and meaning. The subject is the person, place, or thing that the sentence is about and usually comes before the verb. For example, the cat purrs loudly. The cat is the subject that I am talking about. The verb is the action in a sentence. It tells what the subject does or is. In the example, the cat purrs loudly. Purrs is the verb as it is the action that the cat is doing. The complement is a word or group of words that completes the meaning of a sentence. In the example, the cat purrs loudly. Loudly is the complement. Before we move on to the next module, punctuation, we need to touch on capital letters. Capital letters are uppercase letters used to signal the beginning of a sentence or to emphasize specific words. While not technically a form of punctuation, they work closely with punctuation marks to create clear and effective writing. We will get into other ways to include capital letters in future lessons. For now, we need to understand that every sentence starts with a capital letter. Here are some short sentences that include a subject, verb, and complement. The sentences are in the wrong order. Rearrange the sentences using subject plus verb plus the complement. Here are the correct answers. Our next module in this segment is punctuation. Think of punctuation as the traffic cop of language, directing the flow of words and ideas with stops, pauses, and turns. Think of punctuation as the glue holding sentences together and guiding the reader's understanding. There are many punctuation marks that we will cover throughout the course, but to start with, we will focus on the full stop, also known as a period, and the comma. As we will discuss, there are many rules in the English language, some of which have exceptions. However, there is no exception to the rule that every sentence ends with a full stop. Here are some examples of short sentences ending with a full stop. The cat was sleeping on the mat. I love to eat pizza. She is going to the store. The weather is great today. Now, moving on to the comma. A comma is a punctuation mark that indicates a short pause within a sentence and helps the reader to catch a breath when reading. It acts as a traffic signal. The comma gives structure to a sentence, helping to distinguish between different parts of a sentence and making it easier to understand. Here are some examples of sentences using the comma. I bought apples, bananas, and grapes at the store. She packed her suitcase with clothes, toiletries, and books. Notice how the placement of a comma naturally flows with the way you speak, giving pause and rhythm to a sentence. Here are a few more examples of sentences using the comma. The sky was clear, and the stars were shining brightly. I finished my homework, and then I watched a movie. In the last two sentences, you will notice that a comma is placed before the word and. If it connects two complete sentences, you typically use a comma before it. The correct answers are So, there you have it. That concludes our lesson on sentence structure and punctuation. I hope you learned something today. If you have any burning questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer you and cover them in a future video. In the next lesson, we will cover present tense. Until next time, keep on practicing. And don't forget to like, share with your friends and family, and subscribe for more English lessons.